God bless everyone out there in the internet land and radio land. This is the Embracing Marriage Together podcast with Barry and Karen. We coming to you live from Restream.io on 5 different platforms. We're coming to you on Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube, Mixer, and also Periscope. We thank God for you joining us. This is our first podcast in about 3 weeks. We've been on a little hiatus, and we've been taking care of some things, and so getting things together and updating and upgrading everything that we have to make sure that we have the best quality stream and podcast for you guys. And we thank God for you just joining us. If you're going to, those that are going to join us, we just want you to know that this is our marriage part of our podcast. We also have another podcast which you do is Dare to Be Different. We don't do that one on Friday. We usually do this one Monday through Thursday. So we're going the best of if we can. We're going to keep up with our podcast and do more stuff for you guys. So tonight, as you probably saw the title, I just changed it. So it's probably different now. I hope it's different. If it's not, I'll change it later on. It's actually 8 ways to ruin your relationship. We thought we was going to do a little something different from the norm. Was going to talk about, or try to talk about 8 things that can ruin a relationship, any relationship, but in particular marriage.
Right.
This article, which I got, we've been had the article for a while, but I got it off the internet. Got it from PsychCentral.com. The person that wrote the article is John M. Grohol. He's a psychiatrist and founder, editor-in-chief of the actual article. And they wrote it. It was done on July last year. 8 ways to ruin your relationship. I had one that was funnier than this one. And I can't find it because I couldn't find it. So I found this one. I say, well, we'll just go with this. And but
it was
yeah, it was funny. The way the guy did it, it was hilarious. And I said, man, that's something we ought to do. But since we couldn't find that one, I say, well, I found one similar to it. It wasn't funny, but at least it was serious. At least it was something that related to what we talk about. I'm gonna read a little bit at the beginning, and then we're gonna go into the different. I'm gonna read them out, and then we're gonna kind of work with them from there. It says here, most of the time we try and stay positive here on World of Psychology, even now and then, every now and then, and really sucker punches us back into our senses, although not personally affecting me. The fact remains that despite our wise advice over the years, we haven't budgeted the divorce rate in the U.S. Not that we thought we could. Most relationships fail. There's simply no way to argue with it. So maybe it would help some of our readers to catch a sign of their failing relationship before it's too late. Sure, we all would like to think that we could see the end of our relationship coming up from a mile away, but truth is, many of us need a little help. That's true. So it says here, to that end, there are 8 ways that you can bet you're ruining your relationship and heading to Splitsville. What do you call it? Splitsville. All right, well, I'm going to read them out. It says, number 1, take your partner for granted. Number 2, stop talking. Number 3, number 3, express your feelings. Number 4, stop listening. Number 5, kill the fun. Number 6, nitpick. Number 7, threaten. And number 8, ignore your partner. Then we went through this list ourselves, and we found out we was in every single one of them.
Right.
And,
yeah, and we don't have to go in order. This is we gonna do.
Yeah, we got to go in order.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it make it easier to go in order.
Okay.
We're not gonna jump around. We can't jump around on this one. Because these are basically all the things that everybody at least do once
Yeah.
or all the time. We'll deal with just take your partner for granted. And summer stop talking. I think that will be probably the most we can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna read a little bit of this, and then we gonna kind of just talk from experience. See, there's no better way to hurry up the end of the relationship than just to assume your partner is always there to make your life easier. Whether it's by going to work or staying at home, cooking dinner, or doing the grocery shopping, the in and outs of everyday existence can take an especially hard toll when it comes to taking that special someone in our lives for granted. Acknowledge your significant other's efforts to your joint relationship and live life together, no matter who is doing what. Say thank you and please for being served something or for something doing someone doing you a favor. After all, you wouldn't treat a stranger in your home in that manner, so why would you treat the one you love any worse?
Wow, that is good.
Now, I guess that's pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah.
They say, well, how does it relate to us? Well, I tell you what. We've been married going on 21 years now. It'd be 21 on June 7th. And 21 years ago, I married this young woman right here. She's been in my life for a good portion of at least half my adulthood. I've been with her. And so we've been together, and we married young. And then we had to mature fast because of a lot of things we went through. She had kids already, and I had to learn how to be a father and a husband, and I didn't know how to be neither one of them, and she didn't know how to be. She only knew how to be a mother because she was already a mother, but she had to be a wife now. So she had two roles to play, and I had two roles to play that I never had. I've had relationships with men that were father figures in my life. I had a stepfather who was a good stepfather. I had a good stepfather. Some people had bad experiences with stepfathers. I didn't have that. The matter of fact, the man treated me like his own child. And he was an older gentleman, and he married my mom. My mom was in her 40s, I believe, at the time, at least close to 50s. And so she married him, and he was like 70 something, but he was still strong. But the only thing took him down. He died of bladder cancer, and he had it for a while and didn't know it. Got worse on him. He had relapsed, and it went into remission, and he was good for a few months, and it came back. And so it took him. So he was the only father figure I had, because my father had passed when I was a baby. So I never knew him. So I never knew what it was to be a father, except for the example I got, and a few people that was in my life I kind of watched. But man, when I came into the marriage, I learned real quick that everybody's marriage is different. And so over a course of time, by us just following our roles and just being around each other and doing things like that, we kind of like take advantage of one another. Took each other for granted.
Yeah.
We just expect them. We do that. We just expect them just to be there. We never go nowhere, and they always faithful. They that rock.
All right.
Thank you for the follow, Surah Slumber. Thanks for the follow. And they come, and we just, they always there. Always say you're not a man until you become oh yeah. That's a good quote. So I always say you're not a man until you become a father. You really know your limits when you become a father. And me, I came into the relationship, a blended family with 5 kids and one woman that had been settled in being a mother, but I was never settled in being a husband. Now once I got married, the idea of being a husband was good. Lord had to teach me a lot. I had to learn a lot, and I had to follow examples. But like I said, I was following an example of a person who treated his wife a little different than me. And excuse me, but my personality and her personality was different.
Right.
her personality was different from my wife's. The way that he talked to his wife wasn't bad, but they had that relationship that he could talk to her like that. I tried that and it didn't work. She was not like that. You know, she didn't have that sweet, humble spirit at the time. she and you know, still, I mean, she still bucks up to me every once in a while. And we've been together 20-some years, she still do it. So, but you know what? I learned to allow her to be who she is, because when she started really just standing up to me and not being and defending for herself, I was concerned then, because you know, she never really was acting like that. Because she's always a reserved person and say any much, but people ask me and say, well, why does she ever talk to you? Oh, she's so sweet, and she is. I mean, my wife is sweet. Everybody love her. I told him, I say, make her mad, see how sweet she is.
She always tell people that.
I always tell people that, because I let them know, hey, it's gonna happen. Everybody, you know, you push anybody, I don't care who they are, you gonna push a wrong button, and somebody gonna tell you where to get off it. So the thing is, we can take our partner for granted. We can say, because they always do this and they always gonna be that way and they always gonna be there. We just say, hey, it ain't going nowhere. We just be, we don't really appreciate what they do.
Right.
We don't, you know, my wife, from the beginning, even when we was dating, she would always bring my food to me. And it was something that she just always did. I never asked her to do it. I never say, hey, I want me a woman to bring my food to me before I sit down. No, I didn't ask for that. She did that on her own. That was something that she started when we was engaged. She did this. So she been doing it from the day we first got together. She been doing that.
I came in as a servant.
Yeah, she came in right. So, and me, I open door for it. It's like, and I still have people, when I do it, they see us do it, because not people open doors for women anymore. You know, they'll open the door and won't let the woman get hit by the door. I haven't seen that happen. He rushing in there and trying to get in the building, and he forget the woman behind him. The woman get hit with the door, you know. They don't open doors for women anymore. They'll rush through the door and hope the door don't hit her when she come back. Come on, girl, you talking too slow. And so, or they get in the car. They don't open the car door for her. She'll jump in the car. She battling the car for. He pull off. You know, that's the way this generation is now. They have not been taught to appreciate the person that they win. But see, here on the other flip side of the coin, some people don't deserve that kind of treatment. Thank God for Cooper Magic. I know he just got through slashing and dashing and Witcher. Thank God for him with the host, man. Thank God, Coop. And but when you have when you've been with this person for a long time and they do the same things for you, like I say, I open the car door for her, and I opened the car door for her, and she was so independent when I met her. She can tell you some of that.
Yes, I was.
And I had difficulty with her. I had to make her. He's saying hi to you.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Coop?
So I had to really get her to the point where because she would go and grab for the car door handle, and I said, don't do that.
Yeah.
I would literally just tell her like a little kid.
And that was the strangest thing.
Yeah, I would tell her not, don't do it.
Don't touch the door.
Don't touch the doorknob. So one particular time, she had got to the point where she stopped doing it. And so one particular time, I just stood there, because she stood, and she'll do that. She'll stand by the door, and she won't touch. She'll wait for me to come open the door. I kind of delayed one time to see how long she was going to stand there. She stood there for about maybe 2-3 minutes. She looked around, wondered where I was. She wouldn't pull on that handle, though. I didn't do anything to the handle. It's just that she had gotten so used to me. I spoiled her. And she got so used to me doing that. I still do that. I mean, And sometimes I do it. It'll be raining. Now, if it's like raining or cold, she'll give me a pass. She'll say, "Don't worry about it, man. I know you. I know my daddy love me." So she'll open the door and get in there herself. We
Oh
trying to get in
yeah,
the car
yeah,
because it's cold or
yeah,
raining.
yeah. If it's raining cold,
Yeah.
and oh no, honey, I'm like, and if he's moving a little too slow for me, I'm like, that's okay. You go ahead.
All right.
I'll be like, you go ahead on again.
Yeah, go on ahead and get in the car. But then, like I said, we talking about those that is just coming in. Thank God for each and every one of you that are coming in from Coos Stream. I know that y'all might not be, it might be a different pace from what you just saw. Going to see and getting demons getting cut to people talking about marriage. But I am talking about relationships. This is not only just marriage, but all relationships as far as like dating or engagements, if you all have one of them. We're talking about 8 ways to ruin them. And we read them out, and for those that don't know, I'm gonna reread them so you can know exactly what we're talking about. This guy wrote this, a doctor, psychiatrist, last name is Grohol. He wrote this article called 8 Ways to Ruin Your Relationship. And the first one was taking your partner for granted. Number 2, stop talking. Number 3, express your feelings. Number 4, stop listening. Number 5, kill the fun. Number 6, nitpick. Number 7, threaten. And number 8, ignore your partner. Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know that, I guess, like I say, didn't fill out, so they ain't ready for that. Yeah. So it's all right. For the 5 that stayed, and like I say, a lot of people don't realize that you can take each other for granted, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And you have to show appreciation every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Let them know how much you appreciate what they do for you. If they're not doing, if they're doing something special, or if they don't do anything different, I thank my wife for a good meal and different things that she do for me, and I appreciate it. I tell her I love her every day as much as I can. I try to do my best to show her that I do, instead of just saying it too.
Yeah.
And so.
And yeah, and you are good at doing that.
Yeah.
And I think at one point in our marriage, I started taking you for granted. Mm-hmm. Because, like I say, after I cook, he would always wash the dishes.
That's right.
And I think maybe a few times, mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, hey, well, he ain't do these dishes, this thing up here, But I had to realize, I had to start getting to that mindset. Like you just have to do it. Mm-hmm. And I say, well, no. I say, because the dishes are both of our responsibility. Taking out the trash, it's for both of us.
That's right.
But I would have to tell him. I said, well, I thank you for washing the dishes. I thank you for doing this, and I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Because you don't want a person to feel like, hey, and don't make a person feel like that's what I want to say, that they got to do it. Mm-hmm. Hey, I cook. You need to do this, and you need to do that. And so. And at one time I was getting that mindset. Yeah. And I had to realize, no, I can't take him for granted, because I can wash dishes well as he can, mm-hmm. And and a few times I did do that.
But each person has their role in their parts, and it's good for us to know that we have. Mm-hmm. Each have a part in this relationship that's beneficial to the other, because the reason why, like me, I clean up around mm-hmm. here because she does it for work. Mm-hmm. I don't do the same thing that she does, and when mm-hmm. I'm here, giving appreciation is big. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read the last thing you said. You said recently heard that couples who encourage one another when times are good have long-lasting bonds. That's true.
That is true.
When you do that while the times are good, when it gets rough, you'll remember those times mm-hmm. when you were encouraging one another and appreciating one another. So if you're in a relationship, and if you're dating, or if you're dating, or you're engaged, or you're married, mm-hmm. don't take this person for granted just because you just think they both just do it just because
Yeah.
they just supposed to do it.
Yeah, because a person.
And don't tell them.
Yeah, and they do know it. They do know it. Because like I say, because I wait on him hand and foot. Yeah. I really do. I bring his food to him, and a few times, when we get through eating, and I go take my plate or whatever we eat out of, and I rake it out and I put it up, mm-hmm. and then sometimes, I might forget his.
Oh
And
yeah, eventually get to the sink.
yeah,
I take
yeah,
it.
and you know, usually I look around and see what that he didn't. So maybe, and then a few times, you know, when I was probably having one of them little moments of bad attitude, you know, he said, well, you forgot my, you know, well, you ain't gonna take the plate, or you forgot the plate, you know, to my little self. I wouldn't tell him. I'm like, what the heck? I say, what's wrong with him? You
Yeah,
know,
what's wrong with his feet?
yeah, you know, and sometimes we do get these little
Yeah.
attitudes, and we did, you know, get this, have all the moments where we don't feel like doing nothing for nobody.
That's
I mean,
right.
let's just be real.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, sometimes I get to the point where sometimes I don't feel like doing nothing for him.
Yeah.
You know, hey, not that I don't love him. Hey, I'm like, shoot, you can get a picture. Look, I done brought mine, and I look, oh, God, I forgot his plate. I'm like, shoot, he can get up, bring his own plate to the sink. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, you get like that. I mean,
You
you get to
know,
the point where sometimes that you just feel as though, you
Yeah.
know, you just,
You know, if some and you know, maybe like I might ask him to give me something to drink. He might not be in the mood to give me nothing to drink. You know,
but do it anyway.
but he'll do it
'Cause we're
anyway.
served.
Yeah, and sometimes he ask me, I'm like, golly, he over, wait till I was on that side. You know, I say, no, he gonna wait till I get all the way over here. Gonna ask me, can I?
And I try to catch before she leave the kitchen, but it don't work out sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes we, you know, and not saying that it's a bad thing, but you know, we have our little moments where we feel like we are being taken for granted.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it's not that he is. But you know, sometimes I have them little ways. I'm getting tired. I'm like, look.
Yeah, especially when he say especially, somebody say especially when you're tired from a long day.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So right.
yeah. It's like I'm like, okay.
And I'm the Uber driver, so so we get off work, I drive her and take her wherever she go, and it's tiring. A lot of people don't realize driving wear you out.
Yeah, I mean, he is
Yeah.
very, very, very patient.
Yeah.
Because I get off work and I go get groceries or whatever I need to do. I mean, he is very. And one thing, you know, I take a long time in the store.
Yeah. Yeah. At least
I do. I'm not finna go. He already know I'm not going to the store, and I'm not finna rush.
No, it'll be an hour flat.
Yeah, I'm not going to rush. He knows this, so either he's gonna stay in the car, or he'll get out and go sit and wait till I'm done, or maybe sometimes he'll come and he'll walk around the store, but he know don't rush me in no store, and he don't.
Yeah.
I take my time, and
It does.
and so I appreciate that about him, you know, and a whole lot.
Yeah, it will. You're right, Coop. You do that for about a couple of times and whatnot, it will burn you out. But one of the things I still, like she say, I'm patient. When I learned over the years, just to let her
and it
do
make me feel appreciated.
Yeah.
You know, it does. It make me feel appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gonna do them on 2, and we gonna see how far we can get with 2. Stop talking is the next one. Number 2 is the stop talking. 8 ways to ruin relationship. Take your partner for granted. Number 1. Number 2 is the stop talking.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he says here, remember the start of your relationship? You couldn't stop talking. You might have spent all night talking to one another and countless hours on the phone or cuddled up on the couch somewhere. Relationships die when 2 people in it stop talking. And I don't mean actual physical talking. We talk all the time. I mean the kind of real, honest conversation that couples have all the time. That at the beginning of a relationship, but which fades over time. That fading is a natural progression in most relationships. The key to it is not let the fading turn into never having those real conversations which aren't about the kids, your jobs, or what you read on TMZ today. Basically, we get to the point where you don't talk, you don't have deep conversation, you just talk shop, basically.
Right.
You know, talk about the kids, talk about the grandkids in our case, talk about great grandchild in our case, talk about work, talk about the bank, what on and on, you know, whatever. We talk shop.
Right.
Basically. We don't talk about anything meaningful or deep.
Right.
And
Pertaining to us.
yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, and we had to learn that too, because sometimes you can get to the point of your relationship where I would call it where it get dull and boring. And it can get routine because, you know, you get up in the morning, you know, morning, babe, hey, morning, good morning, you know, you know, how was your day, and you know, them little conversations.
Yeah.
But like I say, with those conversation that bring about closeness and intimacy.
Yeah.
You know, I call it pillow talk.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have those kind of conversations ever so often. You have to have those, you know. You may not, and the good thing about it, interrupted conversations is basically what one of the greatest need of a woman is, that uninterrupted conversation and that attention, because she wants, excuse me, because she wants your undivided attention.
Yes.
And yes, he always called the wife first thing in the morning. See, and see, now the uniqueness of your relationship, Coop, is y'all so far away from one another. I mean, it's like y'all miles away from each other, and for you to maintain that is a pretty awesome thing. 'Cause a lot of people, man, it's she expects it now. Oh yeah, she gonna expect it.
Oh yeah,
especially you, because you know you can't start stuff with people.
Not with us.
Not with no women. No, once you start it, you gonna have to keep doing it for the rest of your marriage. Now, I kid you not. When you and her move in to your house in Alaska, she goes somewhere and outside of work, or you go to work, she gonna still expect you to call her if she's at home. She gonna expect you to call just like you did right now, like you doing right now, because it shows her that you really care about her. So she'll be like, where's my where's my good morning call? Yeah, she expects you to call her because like I say, by you being so far, she wants to know that you're okay. And so, but I know that's for any husband. It's not easy, especially when you're in a military situation. And it's not, and like I said, in your cases, that's a rough deal, but God's getting you through it, and you're able to do it with grace and finesse, and with the power to be able to just hold out until he comes. And the good thing about it, at least she comes see you, and y'all, it's not like you never see her. So it's a good thing. She does come see you. Some places, man, some cats, they way off and they never see their wife, you know. And that opens us a lot of opportunities for affairs and adultery and all kind of stuff, which is a total different thing. When you get to the point where you basically stop having those intimate conversations and you just do surface talk, or you talk shop all the time, you really never really, your relationship starts to shallow out. And then, like to say, that's a progression of it, because when you first started talking, you're right, you were talking about everything and anything, and y'all were just sharing one another's experiences and life and dreams and hopes and goals and everything.
Exactly.
Then when you got married,
it stops.
It doesn't
stop, but you don't.
She said it stops.
You don't do it as much.
You don't. Well, because of the fact that you start getting into roles, you start having children, you start working jobs outside the home, and you start dealing with all different things. You get out from being that couple, then you start falling into your roles of being husband and wife, and then you start talking about things that affect your roles. So all of a sudden now you're not talking about your hopes and dreams. You're talking about when this next bill gonna get paid.
Yeah, life. I always call it, life happens. Yeah. You start talking about life. You know, hey, you walk in the door, light bill came in.
Yeah, light bill came in.
$200.
That's your intimate conversation right there. That's
light
what it's reduced to.
Water bill due. Yeah. How much you look?
Yeah. Then it gets to that point. Now that's where your relationship, as far as your conversation goes.
Yeah, it goes to, hey, the kids need this, the kids need this, I need that, you need this.
Yeah.
So it does, because when we first met, I mean, we would hang on the phone all night long. Yeah. We would just be talking, and I think it'd be like 2, 3 in the morning, and we would fall asleep, and then next we'll wake up, and I'd be like, hey, and then we'll start back talking again, and then we'll doze off to sleep. It was, so those was the times, I call it exciting, when you're dating, getting to know each other, and and boy, I would just be on cloud 9. He said, well, I'm gonna call you such and so time, boy, the heart be fluttering, and boy, and can't wait to hear, be like, ooh, can't wait to hear his voice, and all this here, and that's the part that you should keep up.
Yeah.
And keeps it exciting.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get to the point where you don't want to hear their voice. It goes from the extremes. That's kind of how it happens. It goes from one to extreme to another where you can't wait to hear their voice
Yeah,
till you.
Yeah, for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, you'd be like, oh yeah, boy, that woman be on your mind. Huh?
Yeah, for real. And then all of a sudden you get married and y'all be married a while and you be like, okay, what you want.
I know you want my money.
I know you want my money. Yeah.
So, yeah,
But that's
how much you need.
Yeah, that's it. This ties into what we're talking about. And that's where we're actually going into the third one, and we'll do this and we'll be done. Which is stop expressing your feelings. That ties in there. Yeah, date night is a must. And I was you took the words out. You took the words right in my mouth, because that's what I was finna say. Also, too, is that's what's important for you to have a date again. If you've been married for any length of time, you should always have a consistent time where you get back to that place of dating one another. We learned that lesson a long while back. Hey, dude, we learned that lesson a long while back, that we need to have a date night. We made it a priority in our lives to have a date night, and it's still a priority in our lives. We make it. We have a certain day that we go. We either go a Saturday or Friday or Saturday. This week we went Sunday because we that's what that was the only day we had free because she worked, and so we decided what Sunday was gonna do it because we ran all week. We never spent that time. Say when are our date nights? Y'all date night? What y'all do? What you do? It depends. You really don't. We shoot pool mostly. When we were going to the pool hall, we don't go as much. We ain't been there in a while. But we started our date. That was actually our date night. We would go and we would play pool and we would spend time with each other and have fun and stuff like that. And so. But then we'll go to the movies. It depends on how money was looking. Say, I do too, and not like I used to, because I ain't played in a while. I still can play. I used to play on leagues and stuff, but I just play with her now, so I don't even do it like I used to.
Well, sometimes he wins, sometimes I win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I taught her how to play so she can play with me. So, so that was the only way. And so I told her, I said, well, she got pretty good. Who won?
Yeah. Now if I'm hyped up on.
Don't show it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. If I'm hyped up on
that. Because we ain't endorsing nothing. They ain't paying us for that.
If I'm hyped up on the Bulls, on that, and to give you wings.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm wired up, then most of the time I'll win. But if I'm like tired and sleepy, and I'm like
bed rule, on the bed rule.
Yeah. So then that means he'll tear me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll beat me, but he did. He taught me how to. He taught me how to shoot.
Yeah,
so.
And she pretty good. I didn't know she had pretty good hand-eye coordination till I started teaching her. She picked it up real quick. She's a good student. I'm gonna read this. Expressing your feelings. That's number 3. Number 1, take your partner for granted. Number 2, stop talking. Number 3, express your feelings. For you joining us, we are doing 8 ways to ruin your relationship. Oh, he said, I can't do that with Dookie. So whenever I train her in a game, she always beat me. No more training. That means that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, she picks up good. Then that's pretty good. I had a couple of people ask me to teach them. I said, I ain't got that kind of patience to be teaching people. I do, but I don't qualify. You got to be qualified to do that kind of stuff. You see, so when one person is ready for bed, would you join, or do you go to bed when you're tired? So when one person is ready to go to bed, do you join? Oh, okay. It actually with us is different.
He's a night hawk.
Yeah, because we go to bed at different. She goes to bed earlier than I do, and I have to. And the reason why I'm a night hawk is because of the fact that when I was dealing with that depression, it kept me up. And it takes me a while to wind down. So they gave me an antidepressant to put me out. So I takes it, and I have to wait 30 minutes for it to kick in. It knocked me out. So I sit up, basically, and just look at Hulu or watch a stream or something. If somebody's up late, I'm watching Hulu, watching Star Trek because I love Star Trek. That puts me to sleep, believe it or not.
Yeah. Now, if I'm off,
Yeah.
and I know I don't have to go to work the next day,
Yeah.
oh yeah, then I'll hang up late as possible. But
normally she'll go to bed.
yeah, no,
about
the bed,
8, 9.
yeah, 9
Like
o'clock.
now, she be asleep.
Yeah, but since I'm hyped, so I done drunk this. So yeah, but most time I'm in the bed at least 9. Now maybe the latest I do is probably 11 o'clock. But him he'll be up.
Yeah, I'll be up.
But and now sometimes he'll get in the bed. But most time I'll be out. And I look up, he be still up, and I be like, "You're not gonna get in the bed?"
You say that bull power.
Yeah.
So let me read. Let me do this, and then we'll read this. That bull power got brother sweat. Yeah, we shut it down so we wouldn't have no noise, but that didn't work. See, I might hear a little bit of background noise. I need some air on me. And this stuff puts up a lot of heat too. So, all right, okay. It says here, as we go into a relationship, it is also natural to stop talking. I love you as often. Stop saying I love you as often, or showing anger when angry at your partner, or showing adoration when you're feeling especially loving toward them. Is as if the extremes of our emotions are taken away, and all we have left is a lot of moderate, unsexy feelings. As much as we like to think those feelings are too boring to share, they remain just as important to share. Yes, the passionate feelings at the beginning of any relationship tend to fade for most people, but that does not mean you stop feeling, or that you should stop telling your loved one how you feel.
Yeah.
So
that was my problem.
yeah. The thing is that she get to the point where she would just not say anything on how she felt, and I kept saying, well, I kept saying over and over, hey, I don't know how you feel because you never tell me, and she wouldn't understand that, but that's what I was just asking her to express, because it wasn't nothing for me to tell her how I felt. She knew automatically. You know, that was a given. I didn't hide my feelings, but by her not ever expressing how she felt, in times past, she felt like I made it really difficult for her to do that too, and so because of the way that she couldn't approach me, the way I would react when she approached me, I made it difficult for her to express her feelings. And in the same breath, I was telling her I wanted her to express herself, but then I was making her feel, I made her feel condemned or charged, or just what's the words that I wanted to say. I punished her for being expressive. When she wanted to say how she felt, I wanted her to say it, but then I punished her for it once she did. That was stupid. And I realized that over a course of time I was doing it wrong. So what did I end up doing is I had to look at myself and say, you know what? They say, what did I do to change that? Glad you asked. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I got to the point where I realized that she basically kind of expressed it too, that I wasn't listening. It says it's usually that way. The one of you is easier than the other to express. For one of you, the two that is one of the two guys, yeah. How did I do it? Well, basically, I changed that by just realizing. I quote one scripture. It say, I want you to know it's in James. He said, be quick to hear and slow to speak, slow to get angry. God was telling me, he said he wants me to listen quicker than I speak. First, he say, slow down and listen to what she's saying. Because you want to express yourself, but you don't listen to what she's saying. Listen to understand, not listen to respond. And when I start doing that, thank you. You say, like my hat. So the thing is that she was trying to tell me what she was trying to tell me, but I had already had preconceived ideas of what I wanted to say. So I was always wanting to respond instead of listening. Okay, so I had to slow down and listen to what she said, and once I started really listening and really then paying attention, then I was able to respond correctly.
Right.
As long as I sat there and just was waiting for her to just say it, so I can say it to her and respond, so I can respond back and all this other stuff, and all you doing is basically just playing tennis with one another. You hitting over in the net and he's hitting back, and you hitting the net and he's hitting back, and you hitting the net and he's hitting back. It's back and forth,
Right.
you know, and you're not getting anywhere. And there were times when we did that, when I just stopped the whole conversation. You know what? We're not getting anywhere because we just hitting it back and forth. That's all we doing. Just playing tit for tat. Just she say something, I say something. She say something, I say something. She say something, I say something. I say something, she say something. I shut up, she say something. Then I had to say something to keep her from saying something else. She say something else. She want to finish. She want to have, there's been times when we went on like that. She want to have the last word. I get quiet and I said, babe, we need to stop talking. Well, I'm just saying, babe, we need to stop talking. So she wouldn't let me have that last word. So I kept going. Say, babe, really, we don't need Thomas in to finish it. I mean, yeah, it was like a fatality.
Like I need my closing arguments.
Yeah, she wants to say her last word and would. So she finally would mutter something else, and I just, you know what, I'm not gonna even respond to that. And so she would have to, and the only way that she could be able to,
because I was trying to express the way I felt, and I felt like he just didn't care to hear. So I'm like, you know.
So she kept repeating herself, and I was like, when she kept saying it over and over, I said, babe, you already told me that. I said, I heard you when I was pressed to her that I heard what she said the other 4 times she said it. But she was thinking that I wasn't paying attention, which actually she was right, because I was only listening long enough to just say what I had to say. So she was picking it up correctly. I wasn't listening to her properly.
No.
I was listening long enough to just say, okay. Basically, what I was doing is when she tell me something, I would say what she was saying wasn't correct. So basically, she was letting me know that yes, it is. So it's back and forth. It's like, you're wrong, I'm wrong. You're wrong, I'm right. You're right, I'm wrong. You know, I'm right and you wrong, and you wrong, and I'm right and you wrong. That's just how it was. Yeah. What I'm saying is true, and what you not telling the truth. And then I'm trying to explain to her that what she's saying is not true, and she trying to tell me what I'm saying is not true. So we just back and forth, just like that, and it's not getting us anywhere.
Right.
When it gets to the point where your conversations end up like that, you might as well stop talking.
Right.
Because you're not getting anywhere. You basically just going back and forth. See, I was told one time to repeat back what I heard, and if the two don't make you hear, the two don't make heard wrong, and you probably didn't even out. The match wrong. What didn't match or heard wrong. A lot of times they have this thing where they say that you to confirm what the person says, and you have to listen to do this. So what you're saying is this and this and this and this, and I mean that's good if you have a conversation. And I've had conversations with her like this, and where I was trying to just get her to express it and just ask leading questions for it. So I had to basically listen to her, what she was saying, in order for that to happen. And she had to do the same with me. But she didn't ask me questions. She basically just let me talk. And I would say everything. She had to ask me, and I just said it. But me, with her, is different. I had to have leading questions, what made her feel that way, and when did she start feeling that way, and that kind of stuff. And when you got different personalities, and one is expressive, one is assertive, and one is passive, it's kind of difficult. But God is the one that does the amazing thing. He puts people like that together.
Right.
You'll be surprised how people like that how in the world can people, one a passive person, one a person assertive, that's one that's gonna take charge, and one that's gonna try to run. He gonna try to run with the whole thing in his hand, And the other person was like, you know what? We need to figure out a way to run with this thing without you having to run by yourself. I ain't picking it up, but I'm gonna help you. But I ain't finna run with you with it. I'm gonna figure out a way where you won't have to do that by yourself. So that's kind of how it works, you know. I'm you know, when we started this, and my wife wasn't the originator of the vision of this, because I had been doing this for a while. But she came in on it, and she just fell in line because I always wanted her to be a part. She was used to being with me side by side in ministry anyway, because we worked together in ministry when we was at the church. She was the first lady at the church when I pastored. She was also, you know, when we started our ministry, she was the co-founder of it. So she's been with me beside me, even in this. Even when we were going through the hell we went through, she was still supporting me in this. And I remembered that. She would never get involved, but she would finance it. She got the stuff for me whenever I needed, but she never would get on there. She never would deal with, because me and my brother was doing it, and then we was having some issues ourselves. So but she still supported it. She supported me in it, and that was the thing. She looked at it like, okay, well, I'm still supporting him, even though I'm not there. I'm gonna still be a part of it, whether they want me to or not. She was very much a part of it. When other people trying to take it from under me and make it like their deal, she was still there. She backed out of it because she saw it wasn't right. And so, and a lot of times I trust her judgment when that kind of stuff, but at that time, our heads was messed up. If we can tell you the story of some of the crazy stuff we experienced in the last 2 years of our marriage, that would just like, how in the world y'all even get up in the morning, you know, with this craziness. But it's some wild stuff. But I'm telling you, God is good. And if you don't take a person for granted and always appreciate what they do for you, and it's even in general life, you know, courtesy is a thing goes a long way. And I told my grandkids that. So courtesy will go you a long way. Saying thank you, you know, yes ma'am, no ma'am, please and thank you, that'll take you a long way. You'd be surprised how people really look at that. You know, and
when you appreciate what they do for you.
When you honor people, you know, honor comes back to you when you honor people.
That's right. Don't make me feel like I have to, you know. Don't make me feel like I have to.
No.
Because I tell you in a minute, no, I don't. No, I don't. Don't make me feel like I have to. I don't mind. If you know, at least show some appreciation. Yeah. But don't sit up there and act like I have to do nothing for you. I'll tell you in a minute.
That's right.
So and I'm like that, you know, with him, and he's like that with me.
That's right.
You know, and the Lord had to deal with me about that. I mean, like I say, because I had a bad attitude because he wouldn't wash the, you know, he, like I say, the dishes wouldn't get washed, or maybe it wouldn't do the garbage. Yeah. And the Lord had to let me know, you know, well, what's wrong with you? You know, we have a trash can that have wheels, it rolls. And so the Lord had to let me know, you know, that I could grab this garbage can and I could roll it on out there and toss it too. Yeah. It's not, you know, and that I can wash dishes too. That's it. You know, he had to let me know that it's both of y'all responsibility. That the dishes, that you throw trash in the trash can just as well as him. Yeah. You dirty up dishes just as well as him. It's both of y'all responsibility. And I would get up and say, he ain't wash these dishes, gonna leave these dishes for me to wash.
Actually, I leave for the next day because I end up washing them in the morning.
Like I say, because I was feeling myself a little bit too much. And I would get these little, you know, I wouldn't say it to him, but I'd be pouting within. And I wouldn't come out and say nothing to him, but I'd be like, wash these darn dishes, gonna leave these dishes for me to wash. And I had to realize that I was taking them for granted. Yeah. And it wasn't right. It wasn't nothing right about that, but he didn't know it, you know. I would be pouting within. And another thing I wanted to expound on was the stop talking part. Because I had that bad. Yeah. And if he would say something to me and I would get offended, oh, woe unto him. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I was the one that would stop talking. Yeah. I think early on in our marriage, I think I would go like 3 days without having a conversation. Oh yeah. I would 3 days straight. And because I hadn't learned how to master my emotions. And I would just let them just run wild and get the best of me.
Yeah.
And he would and he was new, he was young, he ain't know nothing, I ain't know nothing.
Yeah.
Only thing we know was, we was
Post-
we was just married, husband and wife, trying to come together, trying to get it together.
Yeah.
And he would say something to offend me, and he would I would call him male chauvinist, and just
yeah,
God.
I was terrible.
Yes, he was. I agree.
I was bad. Because I wasn't had no respect for, and because I had no respect for women.
And so he would kind of talk a little. He was a little harsh with his words.
Yeah.
And I would take it to heart. I would get offended because like I said, I didn't know how to deal with that. This was new to me. And it was just me and my little 5 kids, so we did we want, hey, this is my little spot, and we do we want. We come and go as we want, and we do whatever we want. We had, and so somebody come in and try to change things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not used to this. And I was independent. I mean, hey, I didn't, I had that mindset. I don't need no man to hang up no curtains, and I ain't need no man to hang up no pictures. I'd give me a chair, and I give me a hammer, and I could, because I was just that independent. I hang up curtains, whatever. I had to do it. I was single. So he coming here talking all harsh, and trying to restore, I guess what he called order or whatever he was doing at the time. And and I would stop talking. It would be like 3 days straight. I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't say nothing to him. I wouldn't have nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
I would get in the bed at night, and I would get to the edge of the bed. I mean, I would be hugging onto that seam.
Yeah, we were seam huggers.
I would be on that seam. I have a bad attitude. I'm like that, and don't touch me. I wouldn't tell him that, but within myself, I'd be like, he better not touch me, and he better not put his hands on me. I don't want to be bothered with him, and he better. And I ain't saying nothing to him, and this. Oh God.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was trouble, and I would not talk and say nothing.
And that was
like our first year of marriage.
Yeah, that was our first year.
Yeah, that was our first. That was our first year of marriage.
Yeah, we went, and so a lot of people, man, they was kind of surprised we was to stay together as long as we did.
Yeah.
But Lord bless us.
We didn't know. We didn't know nothing.
No.
We did not know nothing. The only thing we knew was we was just in church. And at church,
no kidding. Like I told you, man, sure, she nice, but don't tick off.
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't know anything.
Yeah.
We had no knowledge. We didn't have nothing. So he was trying, bless his heart, because I think he was in ministry. He was a minister at the time.
Yeah.
And so we would go backwards and forth. And he would grab the Bible. He grabbed the Bible and come try to tell me what thus said the Lord. This try to, I guess because he was wanting me to be submissive.
And it wasn't in our nature at that time.
It wasn't working because I had a different mindset.
Yeah.
And I hadn't come out of that mindset of being single. Until, I had to transform, okay, you're not single, you're married.
Yeah.
I had that same mindset, that you're single. And so I didn't, I read about being submissive. I heard messages on being submissive, but doing it, just trying to put it into practice and living this out, I was like, man, whoa, they sit up there and preach a good sermon, well, wives be submissive to your husband. I'm like, how you do this? How you let go?
Yeah, they tell you what, but they don't tell you the how.
How you let, you have to give up your rights of, not saying that he's your boss or he, you gonna be ruled with an iron fist. But that was tough for me, just to humble down and do all that and not want to and go head up. So he grabbed the Bible, just trying to do, I guess figure like if he put the word on me, I guess he must have all full of the devil, so he gonna come with the word of God or whatever he was doing. And I looked at him, I said, honey, you need to practice what you preach. That's for you.
Yeah, cause she.
So, and then that was our first year. I mean, oh my God, we could have y'all rolling.
Yeah, some of the stuff that we did, because we were like I say, we didn't know better.
We was like little yellow bus slow.
Yeah.
We was in
but
special.
Over the time,
yeah, we was in special ed, huh?
But over time, Yeah, it was. But over time, man, we all the stuff that so all the stuff that we're telling you now
Yeah,
is stuff that we actually been through.
yeah.
It's not.
And
It's
we,
yeah.
yeah, we had to realize that it was destroying our marriage.
Hmm.
And like I say, because people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
That's right.
And we did not have no knowledge of
Mm-mm.
nothing. And it
Mm-mm.
was by the grace of God that He taught us,
Yeah.
and that He kept us.
Hmm.
Because when I say I didn't know what I was doing, I did not know what
I,
I was doing.
yeah, I didn't either. But but one of the things that we that's why we're so that's why we're so you know um, passionate about what we do as far as marriage goes, because like I say, when you have a couple that's been married as long as us, and then all of a sudden they decide they don't want to be married anymore because they just call it quits. You got people like that doing that now. After 21 and 28 and 30 and 35 and 40 years of marriage, they decide we don't want to be together no more because they lose all of what started in the first place.
Right.
And you have to keep that fire going. You have to
do.
keep that relationship alive, because if you don't, just like any other organism, if you don't feed it, eventually it'll die.
Right.
And communication is the fuel and the fuel for the relationship. And if you maintain it by feeding it daily with a conversation, you don't have to have a deep, intimate conversation every day,
No.
but at least have them.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be times when you want to express your dreams. You don't want to go and express your dreams and your hopes and visions to some strange person or somebody that's your coworker, and your wife never know how you feel, your husband never know how you feel about
Right.
stuff. And so, you know, you want to be able to express that because you had that conversation. You know, so we've talked about things that we want to do in our lives before we get older, before we can't do it anymore. And now we're empty nesters to travel and to do things for ministry and to do what we're doing now, because we'll have more free time to do it once we get retired. We're just working on that. The closer to 50, well, she's already closer to retirement than I am, but my goal actually is, once they really because they giving us a raise and they changing our status the way we, and then once they give me that, then I can kind of lessen her at the job so she won't be working hard like she is, because my income could cover hers and she can work part-time. That's my goal. So then she'll be free to be able to do a lot of other things that she wants to do that would hindered her in the past. And a lot of times we allow we don't really follow our dreams. We don't really follow our dreams because we allow our day-to-day to get in our way.
That's it.
And so one thing I don't want to do is allow her the day-to-day to get in the way of her dreams and my dreams as well. So we're going to do what we need to do in order to make that happen. Because eventually we'll dream ourselves out of our jobs. So you got to dream yourself out your job eventually. And so once you dream yourself out, you gotta, and then you can be able to do what God calls you to do. So we're going to continue this. We're going to do a couple more on tomorrow. We're going to finish it out, try to finish it out this week. I'm not going to make you any promises. We don't know what's going to happen. But just to let you know, if you need to keep up with us, you can go to that link. And if you're looking at us on, if you're looking at us on any other platforms, the link that's in the chat, you can copy and paste that, or you can click on it in Twitch, but you can copy and paste it everywhere else and just go to it, which is our YouTube, which is the one that's up now, and also our website, which is embracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com, which we're working on changing that soon. It would have been this week, but call come first. We had to take out of that, so our call come first before this website do. So, but we're going to make some changes where it'll be shorter. But that's the website you go to check all the platforms that we're going to. We are still going to be, we're working on, I got to get this week, got to get things situated with this charity stream that we're going to be doing on the, trying to shoot for the 30th, 31st, one of them. So we can be able to be a blessing to Children Miracle Network, and also sow a seed so we can be a blessing to the kingdom. And also too, if you need to keep up with announcements, you can go to our Twitter, which is @EmbraceULTD. Follow us there on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitch. Like, we just thank God for the new followers that we have on Twitch. We thank God for the people that are viewing us on Mixer. You can follow us there. If you're looking at us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're looking at us on Periscope, hit us with some hearts. Let us know how much you appreciate it. If you're looking at us on Facebook Live, share and comment and like this video, and also share and like this video on every platform. If you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, we are on Spotify under Embracing Marriage Together, Dare to Be Different. So we thank God for you joining us, all those friends that are joining us there, and thank God for the King himself that entered the room, your grace, the alien king himself. God bless you, man. I'm glad that you came through. Thank God for everyone on Mixer that came through. And also to thank God for Surah Slumber. They shared a lot of nice things, and I thank God for you. Thank God for my mods, Coop and Duke. They are our couple, and we have couples around us. So they've been hitting it for a change. That's good. So that's awesome. And so thank God for our, like I said, Kupo Magic and Dookie 21. That's our mods. Go to this. You can check them out on their streams. Just hit the thing in the link, and just type in twitch.tv/Kupo Magic and twitch.tv/X Dookie 21XX. That's how you put it in. You got to put it in like that. You're going to get somebody else. Big X little X Dookie, capital D OOKIE 21 little X Big X. That's how you got to put it in. So, she didn't make it easy, so you got to do it like that. So we thank God for them, man, and we thank God for you. And we're going to get out the way, and God bless. Well, hopefully we'll do our we usually try to do it before Coop ends his stream. We try to round about the same time so that you guys can catch us and you won't miss us. You, like I say, you want to go to his and check his out, then you come to us because we're next. So we thank God for y'all.
And on that note, I would like to say unto everyone, thanks for joining us on tonight. And I would like to also say, embrace God, embrace love, embrace marriage, embrace one another, and dare to be different.
God bless y'all. We'll see y'all on the next.
Good night.